been hearing an awful lot of terms: bomb cyclone, storm as intense or maybe even more intensive than the Columbus Day storm of 1962. All of this is true. This is a very strong storm. We're going to feel the effects of this system, but not the full effect of this storm. So here's what's ahead over the next 24 hours. Again, metropolitan area, the Willamette Valley, rainy, windy conditions, wind gusts. It's going to be breezy, 45 miles an hour. South winds for the Willamette Valley, east winds coming out of the Columbia River Gorge. So again, breezy and damp conditions. Strong, but not overly powerful. On the coast, this is where it's going to be a little bit different. We have a high wind warning going up tomorrow at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Now here, we could see peak wind gusts between 60 to 70 miles an hour. Bottom line out of all this is going to be, power outages will be possible for the coast range, Willamette Valley, even the Portland metropolitan area, trees down, and perhaps even some flying debris. One term you've probably heard a lot of in the last 24 hours is this: a bomb cyclone. It is a very powerful, rapidly developing area of low pressure. This one is going to drop about 24 millibars in about 24 hours. Very rapidly developing storm. So again, 940 millibars is where the latest computer models are placing this system. If you go and look at your home barometer, it's a very strong area of low pressure, down to about 27.83. On a standard day, the barometer is usually about 29.92, so a very intense area of low pressure. But again, notice where this storm is: several hundred miles off the Oregon and Washington coastline. So again, we'll see the effects out of this with strong gusty winds here on the coast and east winds coming out of the gorge. But that main area of low pressure will stay well offshore. We're not going to have the full intensity out of that system. So here's the timeline for all this. There's that bomb cyclone tomorrow morning around 7:30. Notice well off the South Oregon coast. Moves north. There we are about 8:30 tomorrow evening. We're seeing strong gusty winds on the Oregon coast, east winds coming out of the gorge. That main area of low pressure, again, still staying offshore. The front moves on through. We'll see falling snow levels in the Cascades. Winds begin to taper off by tomorrow mid-morning. Snow in the Cascades about 2,500 to 3,000 feet. And then we get into a calmer position by late Wednesday and Thursday before another system, this next one, not as strong as tomorrow's storm, but still fairly potent, moves on in late Thursday and taking us into the latter part of the week. So because of all this, lots of moving parts going on, like watches and warnings. We have a high wind warning going up for the Oregon coast. Begins tomorrow at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Includes the coast range as well. Peak wind speeds here probably between about 7:30 to midnight. In the Willamette Valley, it's lighter tan shade area you see right there. That's our wind advisory. Again, south winds in the valley, east winds coming out of the gorge. So a little bit messy here. The winter storm warning we have posted for the Cascades, that expires this evening, replaced by this, a winter weather advisory. Also seeing windy conditions on the east side of the Cascades as well. And up in Washington State, they've got a blizzard warning to be dealt with tomorrow in parts of the Washington Cascades. So again, pretty wild weather over the next 24 to 48 hours. And again, as far as the rainfall totals go, here are all the computer models we use for rainfalls. And as you can see, next 48 hours, we're talking anywhere from, well, I'd throw that one out, anywhere from 1/2 of an inch to maybe 1.5 inches. And I think close to an inch of rain is more likely in the next 48 hours. And of course, all that rain down here means plenty of snow for the Cascades. How much more? I'll get a load of some of these numbers. We're talking in the next couple of days, maybe another 1 to 1.5 feet of snow possible for both the Oregon and the Washington Cascades at or above pass elevation. Bottom line here is it's going to be a wild week weather-wise across the Northwest, so stay tuned.